This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the Dunedin public will have the opportunity to give feedback on a paving trial of streets in central Dunedin. Frankton's new pop-up library is proving so popular some suggest a fully serviced library should be built in the area. And the chief executive of the Winter Games has decided to call it a day after 8 years. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. For the first time, the public will have the opportunity to give feedback on a paving trial of streets in central Dunedin. The trial, which began this week, is set to cost $93,000. Roselle LeBone gets the lowdown.
The Dunedin City Council has begun a trial in the Octagon to help decide what pavers to use in central city upgrades.
The pavers we're putting in also meet all of the standards of resistance test, which is something that's been an issue on the site previously.
Work began yesterday trialling how different pavers will hold up in Dunedin's weather.
How they perform in terms of slip resistance, especially during the more icy months of the year, and also in terms of how they fare with dirt and grime and that sort of thing.
Pavers are being trialled in different finishes, patterns and colours.
Rather than looking at pictures of pavers online, the public are invited to walk on the pavers and experience them and touch them and get a feel for them.
The project will also utilise some bluestone recycling features to be placed in front of the town hall. The trial extends along the footpath from Upper Stewart Street in front of St Paul's Cathedral to George Street in front of the Civic Centre. The installation will be completed over the next 6 weeks, with the pavers likely to be in place for a few years. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
The Otago Student Animal Legal Defence Fund is holding Animal Law Week, and as part of that, some of the members ran a meat-free barbecue. Hot dogs and not so hot dogs lined up for a vegan barbecue in front of OUSA yesterday. Around 50 people queued up near lunchtime and appeared satisfied with the meat-free fare. An Otago Student Animal Legal Defence Fund spokesperson says the group raised around $280, which will help fund their campaigns and events. The animal rights group is hosting several speakers this week, including Dr. Helena Hogberg of the John Hopkins Centre for Alternatives to Animal Testing. It's open only 2 hours every Friday, but people are queuing up. Frankton's new pop-up library is proving so popular, some suggest a fully serviced library be built in the area. Mena Amso popped into turn and faced the page.
Frankton 5-year-old Leroy Burns reads a book every night. Tell me why you come to the library.
We get books.
So Leroy, his sister Nadia and his mother Tara are enjoying having a library just around the corner.
And we still use that one in town, but with traffic it's really hard to get it before 5:30 after school.
Library team leader Alex Bassett has been running the pop-up library for the 3 weeks it has been open. She has been issuing books at the rate of a book each minute.
People have been really positive and encouraging, and obviously we're finding our feet setting it up out here, and everyone's so supportive and understanding as well, so it's been really well received.
The library offers 400 books on site as well as DVDs and magazines. Books can also be reserved online and picked up here. Remarkable's primary principal Debbie Dixon would even like to see a fully fledged library in Frankton one day.
And see if people would like that as a starting point. As this area is one of the fastest growing areas in Queenstown, where would that be? Would be a part of where it would be accessible with the high school, with ourselves as schools and preschools, to help on the educational side would be fantastic.
We want to see the support from the community to start with, and hopefully we can grow this service.
The pop-up library is in the main foyer of the Queenstown Rec Centre in Frankton and has books to borrow each Friday afternoon, although anyone wanting to borrow Moo and Moo or Grandma McGarvey will have to wait until Leroy and Nadia return them next week. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Chief Executive of the Winter Games has decided to call it a day. Arthur Clapp announced today he will be leaving the job after 8 years. Clapp cited health issues as the reason why he is stepping aside. However, he is happy with the progress the Games have made and says feedback from the 900 athletes and their teams this year has been positive. He hoped to continue working for the Winter Games in a background role. A decision will be made in November about turning the biannual Winter Games into an annual event. Sunday was World Suicide Awareness Day with events throughout the country. The issue doesn't discriminate between large cities, small towns and rural areas. The people of Greymouth held an event to mark the day.
Greymouth family and friends affected by suicide hold hands as they encircled the Greymouth fountain to mark National Suicide Prevention Day early on Sunday evening. Francina Glass lost her daughter to suicide.
We decided to do this. I'm a member of a very small support group here based here in Greymouth for bereaved family who have lost someone that they love to suicide. And we wanted to get it out in the open to let people know that they're not alone, that there is a whole group of us out here who have suffered this horrible loss.
Younger children accompanied by guardians were among those lighting remembrance candles. More than 600 people took their own lives last year.
There were 606 people in the year June to June, which is the coroner's year. 4 of those were 9-year-olds. It's young people and it's such a waste, and something really needs to change.
Around 50 bereaved people gathered on the Greymouth Council grounds, lighting candles next to photos of family and friends who've passed, as part of National Suicide Prevention Day.
I think probably the problem here is isolation. We have a lot of rural communities who don't have easy access to counselling services. And the thing with small communities is too, everybody knows everybody else's business. You can't go and visit a counsellor and keep it quiet.
Darryl Baser, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a Dunedin man is accused of remotely erasing evidence from his cell phone while police investigated him for child sex offending. And we catch up with some Dunedin Columba College students who recently won the Tech Girls as Superheroes competition.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
The Royal New Zealand Ballet presents a brand new production of Romeo and Juliet by Francesco Ventriglia. Book now at rnzb.org.nz.
If you're staring at empty walls, stare no longer. The Dunedin Art Show has arrived. Visit Dunedin's largest ever art show and take part in Otago's art sales event of the year. View and buy original artworks from established and emergent New Zealand artists. Thousands of artworks priced from $50. Opening night gala Thursday the 21st of September, with show days from Friday the 22nd to Sunday the 24th from 10 a.m. at the Edgar Centre, Andersons Bay. Visit the DunedinArtShow.co.nz for tickets and more info.
We're at 25 Moreau Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Just think, 80 years ago, this year, my grandfather set up Alex Campbell Menswear right on Cargill's Corner in South Dunedin. We've had some great years, bringing Otago and Southland the very best of menswear for both business and everyday needs.
Every reason, every season, we're proud. proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Feel the soothing effects of sunny chins, back manipulation and crystal therapy. 1 hour half price special for the month of September. Normally $110, now $55. Book your session today.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Louis Anderson, Charlie Hiku, do you promise to love each other as lifetime partners in marriage, with fleas or without, sharing walks together, and never fighting over scraps of food or bones?
Welcome back. A Dunedin man is accused of remotely erasing evidence from his cell phone while police investigated him for child sex offending. 30-year-old Nicholas Birch is on trial before the Dunedin District Court on charges of performing an indecent act on a person under 16 and attempting to pervert the course of justice. Crown Prosecutor Robin Bates told the jury the defendant contacted the complainant through Facebook when the boy was 15. Birch allegedly offered the teenager $500 to indecently touch himself, and that figure later rose to $1,500. Robin Bates says Birch also asked the boy to send a photo of his genitalia via Snapchat, which the teen did. Environment Southland's proposed water and land plan to address activities which have a significant effect on water quality is in the final stages of hearings. Members from the Southland District, Gore District and Invercargill City Councils made their submissions today. Sharon Rees has the details.
Southland District Mayor Gary Tong was one of 2 Southland mayors to make submissions at the proposed water and land plan hearing today. In his submission, he raised concerns about how new regulations imposed by the plan would impact delivering council infrastructure to the region.
Every dollar from the ratepayer is important. We would like this water and land plan and anything that comes out of it not to have a further impact on the rate take. We would prefer to have that dollar go into infrastructure, not 80% of it, so to speak, going into a legal battle over something.
Southland District Council Chief Executive Steve Ruru says changes outlined in the plan will make the resource consent process longer and more expensive.
The hurdle over which you have to climb to get resource consent is that much higher, and that will add to the cost of the process. We're absolutely saying we need to be able to justify what we're proposing, and the application needs to be assessed on its merits and on its environmental effects. But by putting in this non-complying activity status rather than what's called a discretionary status, which means it's not quite such a high hurdle to get the application considered in the first place, we believe is much more appropriate.
The plan received approximately 900 submissions, 300 of which from people who sought to speak to the hearings panel since May. Hearings are scheduled to finish at the end of September, and the decision on the final format is expected late this year. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today.
A team of 3 pupils from Dunedin's Columba College recently won the Melbourne-based Tech Girls as Superheroes competition by creating a smartphone app. The South Today met up with 2 of the 3 girls along with their team mentor.
Year 9 Columba College pupils Laura Canton and Olivia Charles are part of a 3-girl team who entered the Australasian smartphone app making competition with limited time and not much experience in app making. Their task was to create an app that focused on one of the 7 United Nations development goals.
We chose health as a United Nations development goal, and we created an app that showed walking tracks in Dunedin, and we aimed for people to walk the tracks so that they could do the recommended amount of weekly exercise, because New Zealand has shockingly high obesity statistics.
The team won not only the New Zealand South Island regional section, but they were also awarded the Best Health-related entry.
It was really good because we put in so much work, and to have this back to show that we were, what we did was good and that all the effort we put in actually paid off. It was really good. And we found out quite late at night, and I was just over the moon. It was absolutely amazing.
Team mentor John Canton is impressed with what the three girls achieved.
Of all the teams that entered, very few actually completed the task, and then to have not only done that but also to have picked up a national and an international prize. They've just done so well.
Olivia says the competition helped raise their enthusiasm for technology.
I think that's what this competition was about, getting more girls interested into that industry, because the gap in how many boys are in the tech industry versus how many girls are in the tech industry is huge, and so this competition worked to close that gap. That's why it's called Tech Girls as Superheroes.
The team are also invited to attend the upcoming UN Tech Innovation Challenge, a prestigious international competition to which only one other New Zealand team has ever been invited to attend. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, Oamaru's North Otago Museum has uncovered some objects in its collection that have baffled the curator, and a local Waiata group is making a song and dance at the Toi Toi Otago Settlers Museum today.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product, and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Feel the soothing effects of sunny chins, back manipulation and crystal therapy. 1 hour half price special for the month of September. Normally $110, now $55. Book your session today.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
The Gate Hospitality and Tourist Centre is a standout attraction of Cromwell and Central Otago for travellers and locals alike, featuring the Harvest Hotel, which is Central Otago's gateway accommodation, featuring standard and premium rooms, which open onto breathtaking mountain, vineyard and rural views. The Harvest Hotel also has a relaxing, sun-trapped courtyard and standalone conference and wedding centre. The Hunting Lodge-themed Five Stags Bar and Restaurant provides an honest, welcoming, family-friendly place to grab a great feed and a relaxing beverage. Forage Information Centre and Cafe is light and spacious and serves fabulous food and bedazzling beverages and offers information and booking services. In every season, for every reason, the Gate Hospitality and Tourist Centre has something for everyone.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Just think, 80 years ago, this year, my grandfather set up Alex Campbell Menswear right on Cargill's Corner in South Dunedin. We've had some great years, bringing Otago and Southland the very best of menswear for both business and everyday needs.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Fall in love this winter with the Royal New Zealand Ballet's Romeo and Juliet, a brand new ballet by Francesco Ventriglia. Be transported to the world of Shakespeare's great romance, with ravishing designs by Oscar winner James Aitchison and Prokofiev's classic score. Book now at rnzb.org.nz.
Thanks for staying with us. Oamaru's North Otago Museum has uncovered some objects in its collection that have baffled the curator, and they're asking the South Today's viewers for help in identifying them. The South Today went and had a look.
The North Otago Museum is undergoing a makeover of its exhibits, and some intriguing farm implements have been discovered in the collection. Museum curator Chloe Searle is asking for assistance in identifying some of these mystery objects.
I've been taking each item and just trying to find out what I can find out about it. We've had a couple of local farmers in with a lot of knowledge. We've had Burns Pollock and Jim Dennison in sharing some of their knowledge about some of the agricultural tools, which is a lot quicker than Googling them and a lot more fun. And we've been able to identify most of the items, which is fantastic, and separate them into groups, things that relate to the history of sheep farming locally, things that relate to the grain industry, some of the general farming things around fencing, controlling rabbits, that sort of thing. But we've still got a couple of items that have left everyone stumped.
This one has just been identified in the last few days as being a barbed wire maker patented by an Oamaru man in the 1880s. But this other one is still a bit of a mystery.
Looking at it, you can see that when it was going forward, it would have this blade on one option, or that you could flip it over and then use it on the other side with the disc. Some people have suggested it might have been used for planting trees out, or possibly for working with turf, cutting turf, but we haven't really got a definitive answer yet on what it would have been used for.
Searle is hoping that someone out there might have something such as an illustrated advertisement of this mystery object. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
A local Waiata group is making a song and dance at the Toitoi Otago Settlers Museum today. The group is opening their usual Tuesday rehearsal to the public for Māori Language Week. Roselle LeBone has more.
The Dunedin City Council Waiata group conducts a very public rehearsal at Toitoi Otago Settlers Museum for Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, or Māori Language Week. I'm Roselle LeBone. The Dunedin City Council Waiata group are committed to learning Waiata Māori and sharing these traditional and sometimes new songs with Dunedin's public. They're asking the public to come along today to Toitoi Settlers Museum to hear these beautiful songs that honour Te Reo Māori Language Week. Among those watching in the crowd is Museum Director Jennifer Evans.
They have a wide range of songs. They will sing local songs that they've learned off the local rūranga groups. They will sing songs for particular events. Again, I think it's important as treaty partners, we need to acknowledge Te Reo and we need to use it as much as we can in our everyday lives, and just even little things. You know, every time we use a little bit of Māori language, we're helping preserve it and acknowledge it and say how important it is to us as New Zealanders.
The group showed off their pipes and their moves at today's rehearsal. Staff of the Dunedin City Council and the museum can sign up for weekly Waiata by contacting a member of the group or staff at the Dunedin Public Library. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. For the first time, the public will have the opportunity to give feedback on a paving trial of streets in central Dunedin. Frankton's new pop-up library is proving so popular, some suggest a fully serviced library be built in the area because people are queuing up. And Sunday was World Suicide Awareness Day with events throughout the country, and the people of Greymouth held an event to mark the day. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome back, Phil Somerville. What have you got for us?
The sample today, plans for some harbourside apartments, which may lead on to the Loan and Mercantile building development. So that's being put forward. We'll see how much traction that gets, but that's interesting.
Any plans in there as well?
I haven't seen the story yet, but I don't know how much detail. May still be, but there is resource consent permission, so there's options to go ahead.
Exciting stuff, though.
Indeed. Money for redevelopment and work at two Otago rural schools. Timing just before the elections, no surprise, is it? The Polyfest today, lots of photos from there. That's always a big event in Dunedin and goes all week.
Fantastic. Lots of people will be waiting to see those.
That's right. And the university, it's 5 arts fellowships with the details of those for tomorrow's paper. And back up to Central and Alex, there's hot air balloon. I think it was a bit windy today, but there's some enthusiasts up there testing to see if they're suitable for a festival there. That would be quite something, wouldn't it?
It'd be lovely. Hopefully it's a warmer time of year, though.
Yes. And the Fresh Pages, Chef's Garden from Bevan Smith, he's been on a charity motorcycle ride across the desert of Morocco on little 48cc motorbikes. So he tells a story about that, and then there's a series of Moroccan type recipes to go with all the other recipes on the Fresh Pages.
Just in time for those lovely balmy afternoons, like when we're cooking for friends. We're waiting for those. Thanks very much, Phil Somerville. And now time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Collagen Plus.
Looking at the situation, a cold southwesterly will die out tonight. More westerly airflow and more showers are lining up later in the week as more cold fronts roll in from the Tasman Sea. The first of these is due tomorrow night, then another on Friday. Not the best weather for our new lambs. To the southern outlook, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden can all expect 12 degrees, and Catlins, you're on 13. And it's northwesterlies and rain later for the lot of you. To the central outlook, Alexandra northwesterlies, high cloud and 14, Te Anau northwesterlies, rain later and 12, Queenstown and Wanaka northwesterlies, late rain and 13 degrees for both of you. To the northern outlook, Oamaru and Timaru northeasterlies and high cloud, Amarama and Twizel freshening northwesterlies and late rain, and it's 13 degrees for everyone up there. Here in Dunedin tonight, fine and cool with an overnight low of 5 degrees. Fine tomorrow with sunny periods and some cloud and northerly winds, and it's 13, so it's going to be the best day for hanging out the washing. Cloudy with a few scattered showers on Thursday. Northeasterlies a high of 19 and 9. Oops, that is 13. And in Invercargill tonight, cloud increasing tonight with northerlies with an overnight low of 5. Cloudy tomorrow with some rain. Northwesterly winds 11 and 7. Showers and fresh cool west to southwesterly winds on Thursday 12 and 7. And that's our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the South Today team, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great evening. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.